Here. I'm here. Hello, everybody. Tuesday Night Live, as always, and I'm a little bit behind schedule because, as usual, I had some tech difficulties that make me crazy. They make me absolutely insane, and I don't know why I have these tech difficulties every single week. Maybe it's because I'm not a good tech guy, but I'm gonna check to see how I sound. Hopefully, I sound good. And hopefully you will let me know if I sound good. I'm having error fetching data. It's always just a nightmare trying to get on live and see what the hell I'm doing. But in any case, it doesn't matter. Right now we are here. I'll have Vicky check it upstairs because she's not joining me tonight. You'll see her sneaking a little glass of chocolate milk into me in a minute. But she will not be joining me on the stream, I'm sure, because she likes to hide a little bit. Vicky doesn't always like to appear on the live stream. And Cassie is at a function. How sad is that my now 9-year-old daughter has a function and she canceled tonight's appearance on the live stream? I think that says a lot. When a kid says, I can't make it, you got to ask yourself a question and say, well, how is it possible that this kid has a better life than I do? Hello, Vicky. Vicky just popped in, and Vic, you could talk a bit. You've been not here a lot.
Where's the camera?
Don't worry about the camera. The camera's right there. Talking to the camera. You don't need to do that. You could just talk into the camera.
So you're on Facebook? Why you're on the camera?
Well, because I wanted to monitor what I'm doing. Okay, there you go. You see what you're doing now.
You're throwing me off.
It's a lot. You want to bring your microphone over? You gonna join me? Vicky's got a glass of wine. I've got chocolate milk. It's all good. Here, I get.
No.
That's the Verdi.
I'm opening the good stuff. Like this.
Vicky, bring your microphone over and talk right into your microphone for me because you have not been here in a while.
It has been a while.
Why? Why have you been?
I've been busy with the children.
Vicky, I have children.
The children.
I have children. I take care of what I got to take care of.
Yeah, no.
We have a show coming up Sunday.
Yes, we do.
As Vicky pours her Verdi. By the way, if you've never enjoyed a glass of Verdi champagne, understand one thing. Vicky, what are they missing?
Oh, it's a bottle of fun. It's a cheap bottle of fun.
How great is the Verdi?
Oh, the Verdi's great. You can get a huge bottle for like $13.
13? Try 4.
No. Inflation. It's like $12.99 now.
All I can tell you is that the stuff that was in this bottle was grapes on Friday of last week.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what it is I can be drinking in the middle of the week because our kid isn't going back to school till who knows when. Because our youngest,
when you say our kid, it makes it sound like she's got the Mu or the Lambda or the Delta.
Yeah, so Maddie and Tabby are tucked away in Michigan and they're doing great. But our youngest, Cassie, it was just announced last week. We were supposed to be starting school tomorrow.
You gotta get in the microphone. Talk in your mic.
Oh, okay. And so it was just announced last week that we had a mold problem, and now we are not starting. So we have 17 schools in our school district, and they found it in 2 schools, and now apparently they have found it in several schools after they've started this investigation.
Yeah, I thought it was 4 schools total.
I don't know. So basically what happened is our town was in a big uproar about the mask mandate.
Yeah, we're in the middle of that.
Yeah, big uproar. You know, our town is very divided over the mask mandate about the kids wearing masks in school. And
tell them what you think about that, by the way.
So I asked my daughter, Cassie, I said, Cass, do you care about wearing a mask in school? And she said, do I get to go to school 6 hours a day? I said, yes. Right. She goes, do I get to sit by my friends? Yes. She said, then no, I don't care. I'll wear the mask. I'm fine. And she also said, we discussed, because if the kids wear the mask, if they're exposed, they don't have to quarantine. So that was a whole rigmarole last year with the quarantining, and you're exposed, and who'd you sit by, blah, 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 blah. So she doesn't care. So anyway, our town was in a big thing.
Brouhaha.
Yes, about the mask. Like we were, Channel 12 News was here, whatever. So
that's big. When Channel 12 comes out, all right, that's big news. I mean, That's big stuff.
Big stuff. So anyway,
I'm
a few
annoyed that I can't
days.
get my pages up.
Yeah, a few days before, we're right before they announced the school closure. Some mom had put on Facebook, "Hey, everybody's so worried about the mask mandate. What about the mold?" It was in report, blah blah blah, and
Right.
paragraph whatever. And she's one of those rare moms that sits down and reads all the facility reports and the reports that the Board of Ed publishes.
Can I just say one thing too? I'm a
Mm-hmm.
former Board of Ed member. All right. You moms,
You
that-
moms.
you moms,
You moms.
and you one dad that reads every single Board of Ed thing, and then you're convinced. You're convinced that you know better. Yet you're not a teacher, you're not an educator, you're not a Board of Ed member. You're sitting on your likely fat ass
Oh, that's nice, dear.
eating bonbons.
Eating bonbons. Yep. Mhm.
All right, not a likely fat ass. That was rude.
that was
But
rude.
listen, it's a complicated thing. Now, what do I think about masks? Not that it matters. All right, here's the thing about masks. All right, if the kids are going to be in school, put paper bags over their head. I don't care. I can't get anything done. And my kid wants to be in school.
No, she wants to be in school. She wants to be with her friends because
And
when
she wants to
we-
learn. She's a learner.
Yeah, when we
don't
did
make
the
it sound like she's just
homeschooling-
trying to join the Girl Scouts.
No.
She's
But
a
when we
learner.
did the homeschooling, even though she was in a pod with her friends, and it was still very stressful because
And what she said last year, she said her homeschool teacher was a bitch. And a complete bitch.
she probably did.
No, you know what? Last year, I think you did a great job because she's a very inquisitive kid, right? So she wants to learn and she wants to be ahead. And you did a good job with it. But this year, the way I feel about it, let him wear the mask. Let him wear the mask.
Let him wear the mask. So anyway, because our town was so caught up with the masks, fighting with each other, blah blah blah. The anti-maskers came out, and then on Facebook they said the other people that want the mask said we gotta rally and get the maskers there, and they had security at the Board of Ed meetings, and people were shouting and yelling at each other. It was just bananas. So.
And the security of the Board of Ed is hard because if something were to break out and you say, well, describe the person. All I saw were their eyes because they're wearing a mask. If you're smart, you go when you start the shadizzle, you wear a mask.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently we missed the whole mold situation in the school. So now we have a tentative start date of next week. So that's why we have another week of summer going on right now.
I think it's the best thing in the world because
No,
I
it's
don't.
not.
Well, listen, I mean, to me, I did a little pool swim today. We had a little soccer today. It's a great day. And I want my kid to be educated. I want her back in school. But I was always in favor of starting before Labor Day.
Well, there was a survey that went out and said, do you want your child to start before Labor Day? Now, every single person I know said, yes, we want to start because we want to get done earlier in June. Because by
No one did
June-
my particular survey. My survey was start the week before Labor Day and then have Labor Day week off. So we used to go to Disney World every single. You want to hear a good story? I'll tell you a good story. There's a couple good stories. I'd love to tell one story, but I can't tell it.
I don't know what you're going to
Oh, you'll think about it. You'll think about a story I can't tell.
No, you can't.
You know the story?
No, but just whatever it is. No.
I'm going to write it down.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, you can't tell that story. That is a definite no.
If you
no,
call
no.
me on my cell phone, I may tell you that story.
Yeah.
So this is a great story. So I get on the Board of Ed, and there's two stories that ring out. So first of all, Cassie's teacher this year is
Sarah Jimbarski.
Sarah Jimbarski.
Yeah, that's not Sarah name. Yeah,
huh?
that's not Sarah name. Mrs. G. Mrs. G.
Yeah, all right. Just forget you heard that. But she's a great teacher, great educator.
Fantastic teacher.
Now, Maddie had her under a different name many years ago.
Yep, before she was married.
Right. And I had just gotten on the Board of Ed. So the first story is I just got on the Board of Ed, and Maddie gets this teacher. There are two teachers in that school, and they're both well-respected, beloved teachers. But One is significantly sterner, harder, stricter, more whatever. That's the wrong way to say it. One is more, their teaching styles are different.
Yeah.
Right? So Maddie comes home like week 3. She goes, Dad, you have to get my teacher fired. I was on the Board of Ed for 11 minutes. And I go, well, Maddie, it doesn't work like that. I can't just get a teacher fired. She goes, what? She's giving us homework, and the other class has no homework. The other 5th grade class has no homework. And she's giving us homework, and you need to fire her. Right?
Yeah.
And I go, Maddie, I can't do it. It doesn't work like that. She goes, why'd you even run for the stupid Board of Ed if you can't fire her? And now she's miserable for about a month.
No, the whole year.
No, because at the end of the year.
No. It wasn't until she was miserable literally the whole year. But then.
Sorry, teacher who might be hearing this.
No. It has such a great positive end.
Great ending.
Because she went off to middle school, which, by the way, I just want to back up 1 second.
Yeah, I know what
There
you're
was
saying.
3 teachers at the 5th grade level that year. The one that everyone wanted that was like super fun. Then there was another lady who has thus since retired. And then the teacher Maddie had. The one that went on to retire, she was basically mocking Maddie's teacher to her class.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
What was the mock all about?
She was saying, why is she teaching those kids that? They don't need that. That's ridiculous. She thinks she's all of that. She was saying it to children. And
wow.
Yeah. So then.
Look how strong you can become once you're tenured.
So she had said all of these things. And then Madison had told me, and Maddie was like, even that other teacher thinks she's terrible, blah, 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 saying all this stuff. So Maddie goes to 6th grade, goes to middle school.
Right.
Every child that had been in Maddie's class was uber prepared.
Yes.
They were knocking it out of the park. And so much so that Madison at Christmas time came back to the elementary school at the Christmas bazaar, found the teacher to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all that you did.
But
you
I
made me a stronger student.
And at the end of the year, she did like her.
She liked her personally, but still as a teacher, she was still struggling really a lot. But it really did teach her work ethic, and it made her work that much harder. And she was super prepared to the point where I requested that Tabitha have that teacher.
Yes. And Tabitha loved her, and now our little one has her.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful.
And I think that teacher is one of the best teachers that we've ever encountered.
She's
and
really
I've had
good.
some great teachers. I mean, me personally.
Sure.
Well, my teachers prepared me for my post-secondary education. And as we all know, I graduated University of Michigan.
That's right.
And,
yes, you did.
And with honors. With honors, I graduated. Go Blue. And I graduated Harvard and Yale. It depends on what day we're talking about. But I did have great teachers. Yeah. I had some great ones. So now our young one has that teacher. We're very excited.
Very excited.
But I don't want it to be remote.
No. I don't think anyone wants it to be remote. But what?
Oh no, there's people that will. There are people. See, that's the thing.
No. They did a survey in our town. Our town, literally the majority of the parents want the kids in school.
Yes, but there might be a minority that doesn't.
It was.
Okay, I'm going to make a prediction for you.
Last year it was like 80% of the parents wanted their kids back in school.
I'm going to make a prediction for you right now.
Uh-huh.
That as the news cycle continues to dominate, and we hear more and more about the Mu. It's a new one, Mu. Is it Mu or Mu? Mu. M-U. Mu. Delta Mu.
You know what it keeps reminding me of? Monsters, Inc. When they go back to school and it's the Delta Mu and they have it's the second Monsters, Inc.
Is it Delta Mu?
Yeah, that's the Delta Mu.
Wow.
And then the Omegas. Yeah, so every time you keep saying it, I think of Monsters, Inc., that movie, which if you haven't seen, great movie.
It's 100 years old. They've seen it. And the thing is that as the news gets pushed, you will hear more and more people say, let me do this remotely. Because there will also be people like me, which is the second part of the story, is that so this is the second part of the story. And this is why I say there are people that want to be remote. So how many years ago was I on the Board of Ed? Maddie was in 5th grade. She was in 4th grade when we ran. So what year is that? Whatever year it is, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And what happens is in New Jersey, there's teacher convention. And so teacher convention runs Thursday, Friday of a week in November. And Wednesday's a half day. So what happens is a lot of people don't go to school that week.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's not just teachers convention, but in our town, the Tuesday before is election day.
Oh, right.
And for whatever reason, even though we have 9 million firehouses and first aids and community centers, the elections are held in the schools.
Right.
So the schools are closed for election day. So in our town, we have Tuesday off, then we have Thursday and Friday for teachers convention, and then the following Tuesday for Veterans Day. So people just
And I'm
went
about
away.
to prove why I would be an excellent governor. Here's why I'd be an excellent governor. Because the schools are closed in Middletown for election day because of me. Because at the Board of Ed meeting, we had an issue about security, and we said this is dangerous, and I led the charge, and we voted that way. And here's what's even more ironic is Vicky says to me a week ago, wow, it's just bullshit that we're off that entire week of teacher convention. Just bullshit. No other school does it. And what Vicky doesn't remember, but I do remember, is that when this was all going down, I used to take my kids out of school. I say me because Vicky would have fought this. Vicky's more education minded. She's got her master's. She's highfalutin. Okay. And Vicky, whenever we took the kids out of school in the first week of September, we'd go to Disney World because there was nobody there.
That was
Okay?
because of you, because you hated lines. That's when you wanted to go. It was the worst idea ever. Go on.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Because when you walked in, it was so empty. Mickey's like, hi, Vinny. Come on over here. So I do a terrible Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I do Mickey Mouse if he was on a bender.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now this week comes up in November, and Vicky says to me, you know what? That would be this is what she said to me. That would be a great week. If we could have that whole week off, we could go to Walt Disney World during that week. And me, I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And so me, Chris Avita, and Mike Mascone, I rest his soul,
God rest his soul.
fought hard to close the entire week. And then we went to Disney World for years.
Yeah, for years with friends. We had a great time. And then it all
That was our
changed.
jam.
Yeah, it all changed when Maddie couldn't come with us anymore because the high school coach said you're not allowed to miss this week or you can't run in sectionals.
Right.
So then the moment that happened, I said, take the week away. Take it away. Take it away.
But I was
don't
no
want it
longer on the
anymore.
Board of Ed.
Yeah.
And so now Miss Short-Term Memory over here, short-term memory loss. Well, just bullshit that we had that week off. I'm like, Vicky, we had that week off because of me. And, you know, I'm not beating my own drum here. But in those arguments for taking a week off, for closing on election day, because I talk for a living and no other reason, I'm a persuasive speaker.
Yes, you
It's
are.
the same way I got you to marry me. I am persuasive. On paper, you should have never even dated me, which we've talked about 100 times. But I was able to bullshit my way into a relatively unobtainable, by any other means, situation. And so I'm the reason that we're closed on election day. And I still am in favor of that
Yeah,
because now,
I'm not.
well, I know you're not, but then you have to let me run for the board again, and I'll get it reversed.
No,
Try to do my
they
best.
did a big survey. They did another survey, and I don't think it's changing
You know
anything.
how surveys work, right? They're
I know,
bullshit.
I know.
Surveys are always bullshit because somebody writes a survey question
Yeah.
in order to get the response they want. So if you wanted a boyfriend, your survey question may be, Vinny, would you rather I have a boyfriend or kill you in your sleep? And I would go, I'd go for the boyfriend if you're that frustrated. So that's how you write a survey question
Okay.
to get the results you want.
I gotcha.
So
I
the
feel ya.
survey will always yield results that you want, which is why in 2016, the Democrats polled and said, well, Hillary's going to win. And then she didn't win. And it's likely why Trump lost in 20 is because he polled and his pollsters were telling him, you're going to win it. And they were writing questions to make sure they're still hired by Donald. And Joe Biden has the best poll approach. He just takes a nap.
Oh, sorry.
I love Joe Biden. So, Vicki, we're doing a show Sunday.
Yes.
Why is that so apprehensive with you? What is the deal with that?
Well, I'd like to talk to you off camera.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I swear to God, you have no idea. I didn't even know Vicki was going to do this podcast. I thought we'd be alone. Because you can never,
I like to keep you on your toes.
Oh, you keep me on my toes. You keep me on my toes.
Yeah. So I actually have to duck out in a minute because we are trying to roll Cassie's bedtime back because, like good parents, she was going to bed 11, 12 o'clock all summer.
Can I tell you something? Oh, I didn't mean to you too you there. Me too.
Yeah, you me
I just
too
me too my wife inadvertently. Let me just say one thing. First of all, I'm not reading comments today, so I apologize. I hope you're commenting. More importantly, I hope you're throwing some stars at us if you do or you don't. If you do, you do. Thank you very much. And I will look and respond later. I couldn't get my phone to monitor what's going on. So in a minute, when Vicki ducks out, I'll ask you to bring your computer down and put Facebook on so I can answer people and talk to them.
Sure.
But what was I just going to say?
I think one of the things, too, is not to critique you on air, but...
but here we go. I don't want to shit all over you in front of everybody, but let's get that underway.
No, but because you can't respond back to everybody because this is being streamed to various Facebook pages.
That's correct. It's like nine.
So
pardon me, 9 platforms.
It is, and it's not all in one spot.
That's important. If I have not responded to you,
it is because if you're on like your personal page, what it's on, and that's never up when you're looking, and it's usually just a Stress Factory page in New Brunswick. But it's on the Bridgeport page. It's on your professional comedian page. It's like all over the place. And so
I think we should streamline it and go to one page.
I think you should because you can't talk to everybody at the same time. So
okay, so in a couple weeks,
we're
going to start telling everybody this is going to start going only to the Stress Factory page.
That's right.
And then we'll repost it to the other pages.
I think that's the best thing to do. So I've been meaning to tell you that. Because the one day that I was watching, a couple weeks ago, I had this weird thing happen with my shoulder, and like it just froze up, and it was like not moving, and I was in horrific pain. But that day, I was watching in bed, watching your live stream, and I could see the different comments and the different pages because I was flipping around, and I realized that there's no way for you to communicate with everybody unless we had multiple computers.
So tomorrow we'll have Matt go to everyone and say, "Hey, next Tuesday we're only going on the page, and we'll get the word out. We'll try and really get the word out on that."
Yeah.
And thank you very much for telling me information that you've had for apparently 8 or 9 weeks. I appreciate. I appreciate greatly how much you care about my career.
I'm terribly sorry.
You know what I meant to tell you? You know what I meant to tell you? I've been meaning to tell you. We're divorced. You weren't paying attention. The mail came here. I opened it, threw it in the garbage. If
I don't write it down, if I don't put it on a to-do list, I forget. So that night I was laying in bed. I was not feeling well. And I've been meaning to tell you.
I've been meaning to tell you. Did I tell you how much fun it was this weekend seeing Damon in Bridgeport?
You did tell me.
I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, he is...
Class act.
I feel bad, actually. I feel bad saying Damon is because Damon, Marlon, Sean, Damon Jr., Keenan, they're just... I would love to have been able to have met the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
They raised tremendous human beings.
They did.
And young Damon, who's going to be a superstar,
oh yeah,
is just I can't explain it. They're just so nice. And the thing about Damon that's great, Damon Sr., Damon Sr.
Yeah.
The guy's been a superstar forever.
Yeah.
And when you hang out with him in the green room, he doesn't need to be constantly on and topping you. You can have a conversation. And
So he's not like Andrew Dice Clay.
I have great conversations with Dice. You hate Dice.
I don't hate him. I just feel like he's always in character.
Yeah, but only because you never got past that. Once you get past it, he's a
No.
sweetheart.
Even when he would call you and I would hear you guys on speakerphone, because you always spoke to him on speakerphone. So
Yes, he's a tad much, but he's a good guy. We've had great
yeah,
conversations.
okay.
But there are guys that have to be. They can't, if you say something funny,
Right.
they're like uncomfortable if you're
Right.
funnier. And Damon is hysterical to talk to, but if you get a laugh, he isn't right away trying to top you. He laughs and lets you know. But that's not even. It's more than that. It's just a
You
great
know what? He reminds me of. I think I've only met him once.
Damon.
Yeah, because I'm usually home with the kids at night, but I think I only met him once, and he was lovely. But that reminds me of Wanda Sykes, who
Great.
is just the most loveliest woman ever.
Yeah.
Who just you're in her space, and she's this amazing star, and she's trying to make you feel comfortable. It just
I think all the time, if I wasn't married to you and she wasn't alternative,
lesbian. Yeah.
I would marry Wanda, or I would date her. I don't know if I'd marry her.
Right. Nobody calls anyone that's gay or a lesbian alternative. It's just you're gay or you're a lesbian.
I can't say alternative.
No. Mm.
That's wrong now.
Yes, it is.
I can't keep up.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
been
keep
wrong
up.
for a long time.
Saying your alternative is wrong.
Yeah.
Really?
A long time, man. Long time.
Oh my God! I apologize to the entire LBGTQ community if I said something inappropriate. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with it, but I think it's all boiled down to malice anyway, right?
I would think so. Like if you said something with malice, yeah. Right.
Yeah, if you said something with malice, it would be a
Right.
problem.
And clearly you're not saying with malice because you're saying how much you admire Wanda and you
I
love
love Wanda. I think Wanda's one of the nice people we've ever worked
she really is so wonderful.
And comedically, we've been really lucky because Brian Regan, Wanda Sykes,
Yeah.
Dice Clay for me, not as much for you. Oh, the entire Wayans family,
Yeah.
Kevin James, Ray Romano. These are very nice people. And then there are a couple of jackasses. We've
Right.
talked
Well,
about them.
I also said, remember, I always say Chris Rock was also one of the most down to earth comedians.
Chris Rock's a great dude.
Yeah.
Tony Rock, another and a killer. There's some great comics coming
Yeah.
up. You know, I like a lot. Do you like Jeff Dye?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff
yeah.
Dye, yeah, great guy, right? We had to get him back to the club.
Yeah.
And we have Orny Adams coming up, who I love.
Yep.
And there's a guy working his first time this week. You should come up and see Gareth Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've never worked with Gareth. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But that's a good club story. I'll get you out of here. You have-
Okay.
Okay, because we're getting along here.
Yeah, I got to put Cass to bed.
You got to go to bed, right? You're tired.
No, I got to put Cassie to bed. I have to put Cassie to bed.
Here's what Vicky does every night. I'll put the baby to bed and I'll come. We'll watch a show or we'll play cards or something. She comes downstairs. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
I'm tired. I like to get up early in the morning.
You do get up crazy.
I
early.
do. I really like the mornings. I'm a fan of the mornings. What?
I like you.
I am. I'm a fan.
So let's figure out. We haven't done this in a while. Let's figure out a good club story. Do you have one you want to tell? Anything at all? You could prod my memory, but there's been so many great times there. So, did we ever tell the story? I think we did about Chris Rock when we overcrowded it.
Oh, when we accidentally oversold the seats, which was a long time ago. If anybody is watching,
It's 20 years ago.
Yeah. So
It's pre
it's not 20 years.
electronic ticketing.
No, it wasn't 20 years ago. Tabitha was, that was, I think it was like 2008, 2009.
No.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was, Tabitha was small, but it was before we had.
That's the thing I want to ask you. Can I ask you a question? Can I
What?
change subject for a second?
Sure.
Get up on the microphone because this is important.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll see an individual, typically in this particular instance, it would be maybe a young athlete. And I'll say, that big girl.
Yeah, it's so rude. You can't call someone a big girl.
If she's a tall girl, she's big.
Yeah, then you say tall. You don't say big. It's very offensive.
I think you're woke.
No, it's very offensive, Vinny.
How is big offensive?
It's very offensive. No, listen, because you're just implying like you're putting some assigning some meaning with weight and everything else. Don't say
Wait
big.
a second. Wait a minute. Wait. When I say someone's big and they're tall and thin, you get backed up.
I do.
I think maybe in your head you're putting weight on there.
No, because you know what? Females are very sensitive about weight. So you never want to call a girl big. You just don't. You never do.
Is gigantic wrong? I think, listen, I'm going to tell you something.
I do think that I've become more sensitive to things over time, and I hope that I continue to grow because, like,
I don't know if that's growth. I'm getting very serious. I don't know if that's growth.
I think it's growth.
Why? Okay. Hear me out on something. Okay. Hear me out on something. All right. So, I don't want to name names, but that real big girl.
Shut up. No, but even this weekend, I had to go to a twins' birthday party. So they're a boy and girl, the twins.
Right. They're not normal twins.
Stop. No, it's for the sake of this story, they're boy and girl twins.
But they are boy and girl twins.
I know, they are.
It's not for the sake of the story. Hey, we're going to tell a story about your children. If anyone calls, we changed them to a boy and girl. For the sake of the story. It's why we did it. We wanted to make the story that is actually true better.
All right. So anyway, we have someone that works for us, and occasionally, like when we're slow, I'll have her run personal errands for me. And so,
boy, you talk about sounding inappropriate.
No, it's not. I'm paying her.
Okay, Leona Helmsley.
No, I had to
every now and again. I make them do my laundry.
No. So I wasn't
separate the whites. Goddammit.
No, stop. No, it's like running out to get birthday gifts. So I said I need
because we put so much of our own heart and soul into your child's gift. Get her anything, $20 and under. Oh, God. I hope the twins' mom isn't listening. We're opening the gift and Vicky's going, what did we get her? What did we pick out?
No, I always see ahead of time.
I can't wait to see what my assistant got.
So anyway, Vinny, so it's just an ass. So I said, go get 2 $25 gift cards and go. And this was my mistake. I said, go get a boy and a girl gift.
And by the way, gift cards, just what every young child wants to open.
Little kids like it. But I also got a toy with it. So go get a boy and girl gift to accompany the gift card. Now, with that said, she did exactly what I asked her. She came back. She had one rocket, and which is like by National Geographic. It's like
now let me just guess. That was for the boy.
That was for the boy, and then a bracelet maker. And I saw it, and I said, "Oh hell no, this doesn't work. This doesn't work." So the next day,
you know why?
I had Tabitha go out and pick me up the same exact rocket. So the kids both got rockets.
Why didn't you get 2 bracelet makers?
I could have,
but you wouldn't have.
No, it's not that.
You wouldn't have.
No, I just listen.
I got you. I got your little prince. His very first do-it-yourself douche kit.
Yeah.
You're just as bad.
No, but it's not.
Okay, why didn't you get 2 bracelet makers?
Okay. Guys.
We all know.
No, are you going to
I'm getting the moo. I'm getting the mew.
No, but listen. Because the rocket thing was cooler. It's science. It's cooler. It's setting off the rocket.
Not why it happens.
No, it's cooler. I think girl power. I got rockets.
Okay, wait a second.
That's what I gave.
Wait. What if that little boy would have preferred the bracelet kit?
Then he could have taken the bracelet kit. Then he could have had a bracelet kit. But I know this little boy, and I know he would prefer the rocket. And I also
Sounds
know.
to me like you're putting that little boy in quite a little pigeonhole.
No. And I know his sister would have also liked the rocket. So that's what I did.
Let me just say the following. While you think you dug your way out of this mess, you did not. You did not. Okay. And let me say this too. All right. There are tranches that are predominant tranches. Now, I will tell you that as a father of daughters,
Joke's on you, because I don't know what tranches means. I'm like, what does that mean? I've never even heard of that
that's
word.
because
Tranches.
that's because you're a woman. there are naturally occurring predispositions towards certain fields. And whether they're sociologically constructed as the uber woke would indicate, or they are some other construct, they exist. They exist. And there's nothing wrong with them. Right? Now, as a father of daughters, you know, I did not want our daughters to gravitate toward cheerleading, particularly at the younger age. As they get older, it becomes very physical, very competitive, and it's a sport. But at a younger age, it is the encouragement of sport.
It's the encouragement also
Of other people playing.
Right. What Vinny's leaving out is when Madison was 6, she was a cheerleader, and I was the coach, and I had some
Here's how you
dust-ups.
put your lipstick on, girls,
Now-
to attract the quarterback.
So I had some dust-ups with the head cheerleading coordinator because basically first they said...
You had a dust up with her.
I had several dust-ups with her because first they came out and said, rain or shine, you have to practice.
Right.
And
like
I said,
the boys.
Like the boys. And I said, well, these are 5- and 6-year-old girls. And they said, rain or shine, we show up. We don't cancel practice. And I said, okay, when are you practicing? And she said, I'm practicing at night. And I said, okay, can I practice in the morning? And she said, yes. So then immediately I started practicing on my own and canceled practice when it poured. So that was my first dust up. Then the second dust up was she would say that you can use the Monday night scrimmage as a practice. It was mandatory. You had to practice 3 times a week. Mandatory.
Right.
And during this school year, in August, you had to practice 5 days a week. And
by the way, my whole problem with it was all of that for one cheer at halftime.
No, right. I'm getting to that point. So on the Monday nights, she said you can use it as a practice. So I said, okay, great. And she said, it's super fun. The girls get to dress up in their uniform, use that as one of your practices. So I said, fine. So it's a Monday night, it's freezing. And I have 5- and 6-year-old girls. And the game started super late. And now it's halftime. It's 9 o'clock at night. So as a responsible adult with 5- and 6-year-old girls who are in kindergarten and first grade on a Monday night, I said, all right, we're pulling the plug. We've been here since like 5:30. We're going home. So the next morning, I get a call from the cheerleading coordinator yet again that the football players' parents were upset with me.
Right.
That we didn't stay to cheer on their boys.
Right.
And I tried to say, well, you said it was a practice. And she said, no, you always have to stay and cheer on the boys. And so then it was pouring one day. And I had, again, the boys are playing in the rain. And I have these 5- and 6-year-old girls standing with little umbrellas in sheets of rain. So we endure all of this. And now we get to the big Super Bowl.
And I would have shoved that umbrella right up that cheerleading coordinator's ass.
Right. So we get to the big Super Bowl.
Open.
So
Or maybe shoved it and then opened it.
So, and 5-year-old, 6-year-old girls, they're super excited about the halftime routine. That's their big deal.
And it's freezing.
It's freezing. And Vinny, like a good father, he's out there at every game watching his daughter cheer on somebody else play. And the woman in charge of the football, her son played football. She was in charge of the whole shooting match, makes a decision that the young girls aren't going to get to go out at halftime to do their cheer because they're behind. And so we go back and forth. Like, this is the girls have been working for this all season. We've shown up. We've been good soldiers. Like, you know, I've gotten reamed out several times for leaving when the boys haven't left. I'm hearing from the, you know, the football player parents. And she said no. And so they're going to do their halftime routine at the end of the game. End of games happens, and the football players and their parents are now just walking through these little 5-year-old girls.
The girls went out to cheer, and the football coaches and the players and the parents couldn't, like, let's say you wanted to give a shit. They couldn't have given a shit less. There were no shits to give. And that did not sit well.
It's not even that there was no shits to give. It'd be one thing that they weren't paying attention. They were physically walking across the field.
Walking right in front of the girls.
Why the girls are trying to do.
The rudest behavior I've ever seen.
So this one loses it on the football coordinator, everybody's screaming, yelling. So needless to say, we packed up our cheerleading career for Madison and our pom-poms, and that was the last time she ever did it.
But I said right from the get-go, I don't want my daughter's athletic involvement to be cheering on the boys.
Yeah,
so in this instance, I'm more woke than you because I didn't want that. Now, if you're a kid, a parent, your child's in gymnastics and you want them to progress through cheer, well, that's the course. You take that and you do that.
Right.
But back to why you didn't buy a bracelet kit, because you tried very hard to segue out of it, is because you see, even you understood the role, but you didn't want, because you're woke enough, you didn't want to say, well, a girl can't enjoy a rocket.
The rocket's pretty cool. I got Cassie one too.
I bought Cassie that rocket.
No, that one got thrown away because it was all
well,
it got
destroyed.
I got her another one for you to do, but yeah.
I set off a rocket last night with Cassie. You got mad at me.
Well, yeah, because my friend who lives like 5 streets over could hear the fireworks that you were setting off. So,
fireworks, rocket, you're splitting hairs.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. Good night, everybody. All right, I gotta go.
Can you just go bring me
and
bring me 2 aspirin? You gave me a headache. Okay. All right. So anyway, it is almost time to wrap this up. But I do want to say a couple quick things here. So I think, and Vicky ducked out of the conversation. You could be so woke that you're doing damage because here's the deal. Sometimes you gotta let human beings, even little ones, work things out on their own. You gotta let them see the world for what the world is and is going to be for them in certain environments. And what I mean by that is you got to be able to navigate difficulties, prejudices, preconceived notions and whatnot, and work your way through them on your own. When we do that for them by saying, well, you can't do X, Y, or Z, say X, Y, or Z or anything else, I don't think you end up with a better environment. I think you end up with people that can't navigate difficulty. And that's an important thing. I don't want to end the podcast on a serious note. I'm going to take a minute just to read any and all comments. And let's talk a little bit more now, or a little bit rather, about my weight. I need encouragement because I put on 2 pounds. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but 2 pounds bothers the hell out of me. I don't want to put weight on, but I have been eating awful and not watching my diet. I work out like an animal, like a man, but I just can't. I can't stop eating. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go read your comments and I'm going to reply to your comments. And if you're on the various pages, I will get to them as quick as I can. I'm going to take some guesses here as to who was on tonight. I'm going to hope Jan Derricks was in. I'm going to hope that our good friend Mark was in. I'm going to hope, as we always see, Lori and Jay. I hope you were here. I'm going to forget some because my brain is killing me. Let me just see one thing here. If I can see on my other, I'll see if I can't see it on my other page. Hang on 1 second. We'll see if we can't do this. We'll start a new window. And I'll see if I can't see it real quick. I'm having trouble logging into my own Facebook. I don't know why. Something happened with my passwords and I can't get into anything. I started messing around and changing my passwords and it just, oh my God. Oh, please. I'm going to reset it again. I have to reset it again. Let's do that. you know, the password thing is driving me crazy because the world.
Here, reply to some of these.
Oh, thank you, hon. My wife saved my ass here because she's picking up.
Yeah.
Did anybody? Okay. Denise, of course, sending 100 stars. Thank you, Denise. I love you for that. Let's see, our schools have started closing that whole week in November. Yeah, there's an old comment. Yeah, of course. Lee, thank you very much. And Jan, I knew Jan would be. I haven't seen her in a while. Todd Harpence, of course. And Cy Cullen. And who else is in here? Vinny Vaughn. And there's quite a few. This is on the one page that I'm looking right now. Dave Iancone, Lori Green, I caught you before. Thank you, all of you. And I'm going to punch it out now because it's been about an hour. And I don't like to keep them that long. But I thought we had some fun today, Vicky. Thank you all for tuning in. Please share it. Please follow on YouTube. Follow on Facebook, Vinny_brand on Twitter and Instagram. Love to all of you. I will see you all again real soon. Next Tuesday, but maybe even sooner than that. We'll see what happens. Thanks, guys.